Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the month of October, which we have enormous events about to occur. For this is the month that things are going to get very heated up. Why? Because Jupiter and Mars are traveling together in the sign of Leo. The sign of Leo is all about leadership, and boy, are we going to see some events with leaders and change and disruption. But most of all, another thing to note is that Mercury is retrograde, which it will finally go direct by October 10th. But until that time, rest assured, all travel plans seem to go haywire. Why? Because not only is Mercury retrograde, but it is traveling conjunct Rahu. And this combination is enormously dangerous, but dangerous sometimes where it just makes us so absent-minded that everything can go wrong. So please make sure until really the whole month of October is over to back up your computer, to make sure that when you travel that you know what time you're leaving, what time to leave, because anything can go wrong. Mercury is all about transportation. So you're going to find some mishaps happening in the area of transportation. That means buses, trains, boats, everything, and of course airplanes. But the fact that it's in Virgo, remember, rules health and healing and disease. And Rahu is notorious for bringing in diseases. So I want you to know that during this time, particularly around October 7th, to be wary of that there could be a reemergence of certain diseases or disease potential going on globally. And it seems like some of the diseases that maybe we thought were eradicated may return. So I was thinking it could even involve something to do with possibly terrorism or things like that, that they're infiltrating certain substances that can make many people sick. So be aware of that, because a lot of things are going to be happening in the area of terrorism, and so much war and fighting is starting to brew. We're coming together with these very, very intense aspects that will transpire towards the first of the year. I mean, major events, but everything's building, everything's coming to a head. I want you to know that the financial climate is about to change. Well, it's been changing, I should say, but October is notorious for having major drops in the stock market. And of course, this October is no different, and it will be even more intense. But be aware that this is only temporary. And for those of you that are watching the stock market, be aware that oil and gas prices will begin to rise after this month or during this month, because you see, as Mars is in Leo, it's aspecting Saturn. And Saturn, of course, is aspecting Mars back. So we have this mutual aspect between Mars and Saturn, very intense, between Scorpio and Leo. And also Saturn is aspecting Jupiter, which is causing these ups and downs in the stock market. But Saturn rules crude oil, and Neptune rules oil, and we have Mars right in the position where it's opposing Neptune and squaring Saturn. So expect the oil prices to start to rise. And those of you that want to invest, the oil stocks are premier, because I can guarantee you, especially when Mars and Saturn come together in the spring, the oil prices will go sky high. So this is a fabulous and great investment. So I want you also to be aware that this new moon is going to be a doozy. This is October 12th, because as I was charting the transits for the month, I happened to notice in the Navamsha chart, for those of you that study Vedic astrology, is unbelievable. So I'm going to predict that around the new moon, around October 12th, there will be extreme fighting, there can be war, there's going to be havoc. and explosions and things happen around this time. Why? Because when you look into the Navamsha, we have Saturn, Mars, Ketu, Pluto, and Jupiter all conjunct in the sign of Virgo. So this will deal with some major events that will begin a huge change in the world. As I said, October is the month of radical shifts and radical changes. So another thing is, when I'm looking at around the end of October, you're going to find that this is the time that Venus and Jupiter conjunct for the third and final time. It was around July 1st that they conjoined around 27 degrees of Cancer. And then it was August 4th that they conjoined around 4 degrees of Leo. And this last and final conjunction is going to occur around the 26th of October. And this will be amazing, because this is what we've needed to find peace in the world, to find coming together, because Venus is the planet of peace. But when you bring these together, there's going to be a mass direction in a new leadership. Because remember, this is all occurring in the sign of Leo. This will occur around 21 degrees of Leo. And I guarantee you the world is about to change because of the new leadership that is about to transpire and happen. And the world is looking for leadership, because for so long we have lacked the power of leadership throughout the world. This is not just in one country. And what's happening is the people are beginning to take back their power, and they're looking at things differently, and nothing will be the same, particularly in this month of October. But what else I want to mention is, when we're looking at the new moon on the 12th, notice that Uranus, the planet of sudden unexpected changes, is going to oppose this new moon. So this is going to be where sudden changes unexpectedly will occur, and this will probably transpire in essence where some leaders will change suddenly and abruptly, step down, or notice that things will be different. Okay, so just to give you a recap, the early part of this month, expect major change, major disruption, and turmoil. And the second part of the month is where the changes set in, and we know that things have to change. And they will. This month is an extraordinarily different month in terms of how the energy of the people are changing. The way that people look at this world is changing. And don't forget that this whole month, while Jupiter's in Leo, and throughout this year till all the way through next July, Jupiter will be in Leo, and it's opposing Neptune. So people are looking for the truth. People are looking for answers, because this has been a rocky road, and many things are changing that will bring out the truth, that will put us in the right direction. So humanity is changing, and you're going to see the crisis in the world escalate. But from that, we're going to come upon the answers that we need, the leadership that we need, because the world needs it now. This is the turning point, the month of October. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like a reading with me, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.